Hey, Tema is here, and today we keep experimenting with different towers in Repel the Rifts. So my first 3 nights will be very typical. I will be building a Vanguard and Sentinel to clear them, and then I will be proposed to choose a tower. So I will choose a single tower, and starting from that point we'll be using only this tower and nothing else. So I will sell my Vanguard and Sentinel and try to complete the rest of the game with a solo type towers only. So let's wait out the first 3 nights. And here are our towers. So I had a very brief experience with crushers before and found them quite underwhelming. So I want to give them another try. So crusher have very high damage and reasonable fire rate, but somehow I saw them just missing enemies. So I want to understand better what is actually happening. I thought that crushers have area of effect damage, so that they hit everyone that's standing on the tile in front of them. I will quickly realize that it is not what's actually happening, and crusher is by default a single target tower, so they punch hard but only one demon. So let's see how it will deal with the next couple of waves. So I'm expecting that the next wave will go well. Here I have a choice between two anomalies. One is fire rate and another is upgrade, but upgraded tower will be hitting only one of the two paths. I want my tower to cover both paths simultaneously, so I went for the fire rate instead. We see that even common crusher damage upgrade is huge, so 20 damage is a lot, and it has decent critical chance, which grows with upgrades. So it starts 10%, second tier gets 20, third tier gets 30, so it would be easy to bring them to 100%. And here I'm realizing that enemies do not die. So I start looking in detail at what is happening, and I see that only single demon gets damaged per hit. So it was at this moment that I realized that we're actually in trouble. So without our AoE we get completely overwhelmed with the spawns. Luckily they don't do that much damage. So basically I'm just sitting there and watching whether they will kill me or not. I see that my health is dropping not as quickly as it could, so I am hopeful, but yeah, I understand that I'm gonna have a lot of problems ahead of me if I I don't deal with that. So if crushers are single enemy hit, we need to have more of them. I'm looking at these artifacts. 7% slow is not that much. Extra damage on criticals will already deal good damage, and damage over time debuff we don't really have any, so I'm taking 600 ore because I will need to put as many towers as possible, and also I would like to upgrade them so they don't spend a lot of time two-shotting or free-shotting enemies. So I want to have as many one-shots and as many punches per second as possible. And upgrade is actually not that expensive. You see, the third level upgrade is just like 20 ore more expensive than the second one. So it is a great investment to upgrade the tower to the third level. So I'm looking at the waves and debating whether I want to have one strong tower or a couple of weaker ones, because if it is a dense wave, I need more towers. But in the end I decided that I want to have one that hits very hard and is far away from my commander. So in case there are waves with spawners, it will be killing spawners as soon as possible. And also I need a lot of fire rate, since I'm punching one demon at a time. The more punching I have, the better I deal with it. So this wave is actually quite dense, but because of high fire rate and because the enemies themselves are quite slow, we're dealing very well. I'm going for this survey because I want to instantly upgrade the tower, and the terrain that I was proposing on the other one wasn't really that much beneficial, because in the end Crusher will be facing just one way and punching one tile in front of it. So having two more tiles to turn and punch does not seem to introduce a lot of value. This is a fast wave, and fast waves usually are problematic for most of the towers. But since it takes us 1 or 2 hits to kill each one of the demons, we're actually doing very well. The next wave has shield, and the shield is regenerating. So this is a little bit concerning, because shield does not allow damage to overflow to health. So even if the demon has 1 or 2 shield points left, a punch of 170 will just remove the shield and not touch the health. So it guarantees that enemies will not be one shot. If the shield regenerates, and it happens to regenerate between the 2 punches of the Crusher, then I won't be able to kill this demon with a follow-up. So luckily my fire rate is high enough that I don't think it ever happens. So most of the time when they lost their shield, they actually die with the next punch. This wave 10 is a wave of teleporters. They have only 845 health. Alternative wave 10 has protectors, and these protectors have 2400 to 2600 health. So the wave 10 with protectors is usually the wave that kills me. It is the wave that killed all of my hitter attempts, and was a major trouble with most of the other towers. So teleporters, on the other hand, have very little health comparably, and the fact that they teleport usually does not give much troubles. So I'm actually not concerned that much about them. This is though a very dense wave, and a dense wave of demons with shield, so each one of them takes at least 2 hits to be killed, so they're going to reach my commander, and I am again feeling uneasy and not sure whether I can survive it or not. This time they're doing 3 damage instead of 1, so it is much more I feel this much stronger. Luckily we survived, 144 health, but it was a very close one. Understanding that the next dense wave can kill me, I'm putting a couple of more crushers to increase the amount of punching per second I have. Yeah, so teleporters are not an issue whatsoever. They die with 2 or 3 hits, and they're not fast enough or dense enough to go through my line. Instant level up is nice. So, and both of these terrains have the same shape and the same 2 anomalies, so it doesn't really matter which one to choose. Reducing the deployment cost is something I do want, because the towers are they're not the most expensive, but they also neither they are the cheapest, and I want to have more of them to deal with these dense waves, and also potentially with the hex wave in the future that can disable a tower. And here I see the unique upgrade that Crusher has. It gives it an explosive attack, explosive fist. It decreases damage by 40%, but Crusher's damage is very high anyway, so finally I'm finding the solution to the problem I was facing. So yes, the tower starts by default as a single enemy hit, but with this upgrade it becomes an area of effect and basically becomes invincible. So I didn't know that this upgrade exists. If I knew it earlier, I would spend more time rerolling my shops, hoping to encounter this upgrade, and then probably I wouldn't be sitting at 144 health at this point. Another unique upgrade deals double damage to demons which have less than 25% of remaining health. Wouldn't necessarily call it a necessary upgrade, because the damage of Crushers is already very high, so doubling it for demons who most likely are 1 hit away from death doesn't make much sense. But I'm taking it anyway, just for the thematic reason, to have my Crushers as strong as possible and to remove the unique upgrade from the shop, so I don't see it again. And you see, with these explosive fists, the first 2 towers just dealt with the wave entirely by themselves. So from a somewhat mediocre tower, they became like absolutely OP with 1 single upgrade from the shop. So now, since I got the unique upgrades, I'm just interested in crit, damage and fire rate. I won't be looking for health for my commanders, because 144 is really low amount of health, and increasing it by a few percent will not really make much of a difference. If an enemy reaches my commander, it will be dead very quickly, no matter how many health upgrades I will buy. So my goal is now for the enemies to never reach the commander. I'm placing more towers down just to, again, have higher number of punches per second and deal with potentially hexing enemies in the future. Because currently I don't really need extra towers as much, so I can most likely survive by just upgrading the towers I have. This is an example of a wave when we do want to have towers in the beginning of the path, so the enemies don't have that much time to spawn extra demons. So we want the spawners to die as quickly as possible. Now we have another boss wave. This boss wave are protectors, but these protectors have less health than the protectors you encounter at wave 10. So yet another point towards my statement that wave 10 protectors are absolutely broken and unbalanced. I'm not saying that they are unbeatable, but they are severely different from anyone before and after them. So they are inconsistent compared to other waves. I have a lot of critical hits, so gaining ore for critical hits sounds like a good idea. And also it is guaranteed money, while paperclip does not guarantee to have a discount to 0. So paperclip has much higher potential of economic benefit, but I would rather have consistency at this point because I'm feeling strong and I just want to guarantee that I have the necessary resources to make the rest of the game safe for me. Again, I'm going for a terrain with anomaly. Instant level up is nice, while having a longer path is not that important when we are just hitting one tile. Expanded Cargo is a very strong artifact because I'm rolling a lot of markets. Having one extra option to look at is very beneficial. I'm realizing yet again that I upgraded a bunch of towers before buying an upgrade, so a little bit sad. This upgrade has been frozen in the shop for 2 or 3 waves. And I see that now my damage is 726. It is my number with sentimental value, so I decide that I will not be upgrading damage anymore, which is of course gameplay wise not the right decision. But I feel strong and I feel that I don't really need that much extra damage, so I can totally focus on fire rate and maxing out my critical strike chance. Here we have an auto tuner, one of my favorite artifacts, allows to upgrade in the end of the day a random first level tower to a second level for 150. I like this artifact a lot, but I always forgetting that it exists, and so we'll see that I will spend all of my money this turn and will not upgrade any tower. So I'm ignoring all the tower damage increase because I want to stay on this beautiful 726 damage on my second level crushers. And since I'm not increasing damage anymore, I do want to have a little extra number of towers, so that they are guaranteed to deal with the increasing health of the demons. Another unique upgrade for Crusher reduces demons armor permanently by 4 with a hit stacks up to 4 times, so we can reduce the armor by 16. I think it is a useless upgrade because, again, with the damage that Crusher is doing, Crusher itself does not really benefit from it. Yes, if you're mixing in other towers, it might be beneficial for them, but at this point of the game, when you start buying purple unlocks, generally 16 less armor does not sound like something game-changing. So we're getting only crits and fire rate, and I think I'm approaching 100% crit chance, so 89 on low tower, 81, 100% on the middle elevation, I believe. So still a couple of critical chance upgrades are desirable. So this, I believe, would be the last critical hit upgrade, which will guarantee me 100% everywhere, so I'm locking it. Unfortunately, I haven't seen the legendary golden upgrade for Crusher, so I don't know what does it do. And here is the wave, where unfortunately everything ends. I'm dealing with it very well. So I'm definitely not expecting it to be the end of me. Up until this point, when I see that these two remaining diamonds, for some reason, just don't die. I believe it is a bug, and they go all the way through and they kill me immediately. So this is a very sad end of such a crushing story of Crushers. So conclusion, Crusher is not that strong before getting a unique upgrade, but afterwards it's absolutely overpowered. So thank you for being here, and I see you in the next video. Bye.